But yeah, Classic, we haven't seen him since I Am Taipei, which is the big thing, where he dropped to Parting, I believe, 3-0, and Parting talked some mad smack on him then, so that's probably why we haven't. That was a crushing defeat.
Well, let's see who the player is, Moonglade.
Well,
it's going to be Su.
Oh, no! Su! He's back! Oh, this is great. Okay, this is the last guy I thought would be coming out. Well, not the last, but definitely on the back of the cards. He's a player that we have not seen for a long time. He did fantastic last year. One of the best Zergs in the world by far, getting 4 second places in GSL and a DreamHack. Man, that is an impressive feat, even though he's losing. And coming out today against Cure, an amazing TVZer, that takes a lot of balls.
It really does, man. And what this tells to me is that maybe we won't see Classic today. I guess maybe if Su loses, but then again, we do have Dark and Innovation still left over.
Well, that's another thing. You know, Dark has not been playing well at all, so maybe Classic or Dark could come out at this point, along with Innovation.
You're very right, Moonglade there. And Cure already getting 1 kill. Like you were saying, very, very strong in that versus Zerg matchup. Only 2-1 here at Pro League, but he has been doing well across the board in many different leagues in this matchup. And this guy's a powerhouse specifically for the matchup, and he must be happy coming into this one. I mean, it is Su, not the easiest opponent, but he's got to be like, okay, this is a matchup. You know, I already got 1 win. Let's see if I can extend it to 2.
Yep. If I think of Cure, I do think of his TVZ. I think it's scary as hell. So I'm very excited to get into this, Valdez.
Let's jump into game number 2. It's going to be Su versus Cure. Up here in the top right, in the red, the Zerg player for SKT Telecom T1, it is Su.
Down to the bottom left, player up 1-0, it is Cure for Jin Air Green Wings.
Jin Air Green Wings having the loudest cheer I have ever heard at Pro League.
Crazy people in that audience.
I think my eardrums have been broken, if that's how you say it. It's pretty insane the amount of fans we have here. Obviously, well, I don't know if you can say more fans, but louder fans for Jin Air.
There's a lot of passionate fans for Jin Air, no doubt about that. I mean, coming into 4th place into the playoffs and then getting to the finals, up 1 game against SKT1, taking down one of their best players, Dream, who's been on a bit of a streak in recent times, and now they're bringing out the dinosaur, Su, who has kind of had his spirit crushed at the end of last year. Let's see how much he's mended. Let's see where he's at. We have seen him a few times this round, but not that much.
Yeah, this guy says, on Valentine's Day, without my girlfriend, or without a girlfriend, he came alone to the...
Well, that guy needs a chocolate.
I'm not... Oh, he actually... I think he called out some girl to, like, be his Valentine or something. Yeah, he said, please go out with me. And he had the girl's name and which class she was in.
I'm sure she's watching. I'm sure she's watching.
I hope she's watching, man. Otherwise, that would be pretty embarrassing.
You can show her the YouTube video afterwards, at least. As we see, Su going for that hatch first. Not afraid of any sort of 2 racks on this map. And drawing up pretty convincingly as well, going to 16 and gas before pool. So he's certain that Cure is not going to be going for that proxy.
Yeah, and he's, well, I mean, we do have the CC first here for Cure, so Cure's doing the right build against this, I guess. I mean, I guess you could put on the aggression if you want. Overgrowth's not the biggest map, and if he had gone for 2 racks proxy, it would have been very hard to hold off for Su, but we do see kind of the opposite, the greedy economic play coming out of Cure as well.
And we've seen him do this a lot as well. I mean, this is something he's always used in the past. He likes to be greedy early on, kind of get an economic advantage into the mid-game, and then just really start pressing hard with his biomine. He does it so well as well.
Getting the scout off here, he's going to see the hatch timing. He's going to come up into the main, he's going to see that gas, and that's about all the scouting you need.
Yep, he knows, okay, Speedlings will be on the map by at least 6 minutes. I have to be careful where I am on the map with what I have. Don't want to get caught off guard. Do not want any Ling run buys to happen. Oh, man, I can't believe we're seeing Su this early. It is fantastic to see.
Yeah, man, I mean, I'm happy. He does like the map for sure. So I guess maybe requesting to go up here against Cure. Would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Coach as well, also having a lot of confidence in this guy, even though he hasn't played the most amount of games on his team for Pro League. Only 3 in the first round. Maybe kind of saving him here as a bit of a sniper.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking he must have needed a bit of a break as well, right? Like, he had a bit of a rough time last year, and clearly by the end of it, he was pretty burnt out. He needed to take a step back, and they gave him that space, only playing him a few times in Pro League, so I think it definitely done a lot of good for him. Let's see if it's paid off today.
Well, 2 Lings coming up here, only making 2. It's the minimum amount you can make. I guess you can make 0, but that would just be asking for an early death. Whereas over at Cure's Bait, it looks like he did make the reactor so far, so he's going to have a lot of these Marines out here for the safety with the bunker and the wall, and then he may transition straight into that Hellion production.
Yeah, wants to try and take the map back. Once he's got 4+ Hellions, he can deal with these speedlings on the map.
And look at this. It's perfect scout going to come in here and see that greedy third CC.
Oh, yeah, he sees everything.
And Su, he's a Zerg that is not scared to go aggressive. We've seen him go roaches. We've seen him go for roach pushes. Wonder if he's going to do it on this map here. Yeah. I mean, once you see something like that, you see only Marines and Hellions being made, you can definitely go into that kind of greedy play. But we do see a third hatchery already on the way here for Su.
Very early third hatchery. And yeah, you're right, Valdez. We could wait and see exactly what his plan is, what kind of like the alert plan is. Okay, third CC, I've seen it this early. Do I want to go for aggression? He's adding a third gas. Does he want to make a roach run? Does he want to make Baneling Nest? Or does he want to go into a macro game, you know, go for that 4 hatchery, really get that creep spread around the 4th and the 3rd?
Well, we do see 2 Evo Chambers coming down here, as well as that third gas you were talking about coming up here. I mean, Su, he did kind of gain a name towards the end of 2014 of being the angry Zerg, a guy who always looked angry in the booth and was not scared to put on the aggression. But so far here, we do see that lair on the way. That's about it. We did see a huge amount of Overlords being made. I'm not sure if that's because he's opening up supply for a huge swell of some kind of army unit, or if it's just for... I saw he was supply blocked at 52, so he kind of maybe made a bunch of emergency Overlords a bit too early.
Yeah, that's like rage-making Overlords, man. So he's back and angry, making Overlords too many at a time. He's got a couple of creep creams, which are going to help out against these Hellions, but not if they're out of position. Using a couple of drones. And yeah, he's just going to go into that standard sort of mid-game. Yeah. No doubt going to be going for Mutiling Bane, the standard sort of way Zerg deals with Biomine. And he's going to be looking for that 4th base pretty soon, as we see Kura's 3rd CC go towards his 3rd.
Yeah, we do see Stim on the way here for Cure, so no mech shenanigans. We have seen that SKT Zergs are quite weak to that Dark, having not the greatest time against MMA's mech. That was pretty surprising to me. I was watching those games and being sad in my house.
Yeah, we were all sad at that time watching Dark go down. Pretty surprisingly, I got to say.
I mean, MMA's got a ton of fans, so definitely some guys out there are a bit happy, of course, to see MMA's return.
Oh, that's a lot of fun as well, yeah. MMA is definitely a fan favorite and a really cool guy.
Especially after he went down to Dark 0-2 in the round of 32, and it looked pretty easy, you know?
Yeah, just completely sort of switching things up. Like, Dark started having mental blocks, or just like, I don't know, just something happened to Dark during that time where he just kind of lost the plot a little bit. See if he's kind of fixed that today. We are seeing that 4th hatchery go down for Su. Creep spread is good. He has to get that creep spread up to the 4th base. It's one of the hardest things to do, but you have to get it done before the Biomine comes its way. And a lot of drones going down to a Banshee that probably shouldn't have happened like that.
Yeah, sacrificing the Banshee. He was okay to do that, getting 6 kills, kind of pulling himself towards equal. Of course, the Zerg always going to be a bit ahead. We do see 74 to 61 workers so far. Cure with the 3 CCs very fast, of course, able to get that number very high very fast, making 3 at a time. And we see already, once again, Su supply blocked heavily. He makes 5 Overlords.
Yeah, this is kind of bad. He's a little out of touch with his macro, perhaps. Just his Overlord timings are a little bit off. Still, though, he's kind of macroed up perfectly on 3 base. He's taken no real damage except for those 6 drones. Next step is dealing with this bio Hellion that's moving across the map. They're going to be looking to kind of cut the heads off the creep, push that creep back before it gets too far onto the map so we can stage that parade push that we've seen so often from Cure.
Yeah, like you were saying, a huge scan. They're going to clean up a lot of tumors. Su, meanwhile, breaking down the rocks. He is about to have Baneling speed, so that's definitely going to help out here against any type of push that does come on the creep. Let's see how much Cure commits to this. He's got a very decent army here, even Hellbats in the front for the tanking. A lot of Widowmines in the back, and a very nice ball of Marines. No Marauders added in just yet. Hellbats kind of taking that role of the front protector guys.
Yeah, they're going to be taking a lot of the hits from the Baneling specifically, and we are going to see him go up this hallway, but pretty decent creep spread for Su in the nick of time. He's going to have a decent surround, decent kind of engagement opportunity so long as he doesn't take any bad mine hits.
Yeah, and he's not taken by surprise by this push at all. He did have a scout out there. He's actually going to go for a push. No, he does not trigger those Widowmines. Just waiting here a bit for more Banelings that are morphing up there on the top. And he does run in with some of those Banelings, taking out some of the Hellbats in the front that we're protecting. And here's that extra swell of Banelings coming in from behind, and Cure is forced to lift off. Those Banelings going to get a really nice trade against a couple of those Widowmines as well. This Widowmine only getting 1 kill. Yeah. And so pretty well cleaned up there. Not doing the most damage.
He dealt with it. He kind of got rid of that timing, which is really helpful. Once you got rid of that one, you kind of got the momentum back in Zerg's favor. He can resume creep spreading, continue making that massive swell of Mutiling Bane, and eventually, when the Terran moves on the creep again, he can try and pounce on him, and maybe even do a bit of a counterattack, which is what we want to see Zergs do at this point. They want to try and destroy the army to a point where they can just run at the Terran before their production can kind of catch up again. But still, that's a pretty scary Terran army. And they are dealing with the creep. It's a lot of Widow Mines. Drilling Claws almost finished. 2-2 almost finished. It's going to get a lot scarier.
That it will. And we already have some drops coming out here. I wonder if Su did see those 2 drops come in. It looks like actually Cure does reroute those, possibly going towards the 4th base now because he did see that Overlord. Very nice play by Cure, being very mindful of where those Overlords are.
It's always just kind of like brilliant positioning as well because he's got such great spreading. But here we go. Looks like Su has had enough. He's just going to go for it.
That is a huge amount of Banelings, and the Widowmine hits are not that good.
Oh, they were not good.
Is put on the run here. The Zerglings in the front here getting a lot of hits onto those. Even the Muta's fighting here.
This should be enough, actually. That Widowmine not going to get a good hit either.
Oh,
massive
boy.
mines. Massive Banelings.
And immediately going here, I definitely had to get that supply depot up here. But at the same time, a huge drop at the 4th base going to totally stop mining. But Su right here on the 3rd base at the same time, and no answer for Cure.
No answer at all. And we'll see the 4th base and the 3rd base go down. And the next question is, does Su have enough to deal with this drop for the 3rd base?
I think he must, man. He's already got Banelings morphing here at the 3rd. He's got to move his drones out of the way. Those 3 Widowmines with the Drilling Claws.
Oh, man.
Okay, not the greatest hit so far. He does unburrow that 3rd one. Maybe he can get a better hit with that.
Yeah, look at this mistake. These Marines have not been attacking this hatchery this whole time. They could have possibly taken it down. They were 2-2 Marines, but now we'll get cleaned up. The drones can go back to that 4th base. And we saw 22 SCVs go on that 3rd base of Cures.
It's pretty huge. He does still have that 3rd orbital, though. He will drop down a huge amount of mules and keep that mining going. He's still up at 54 SCVs. It's not the worst Terran worker count, so Cure does kind of survive here.
Yeah, he definitely stabilizes. He's got 3-3 on the way as well, which is his next advantage in this matchup. Obviously, 3-3 bio is going to be the kind of the advantage. He's going to be up 1-1 for a long time. Zerg usually stays on tier 2 for a very long time in this matchup against this kind of composition.
We have a huge drop coming into the main. 4 Widowmines looking to get some damage done. Of course, Drilling Claws is done, but these 3 Widowmines over here, they get taken out without getting any damage done. Some of those Marines on the left side also getting picked off, and that Widowmine over there did get no damage done. But a huge drop in the main. It does get 12 drones down, but this huge Zergling force is looking to do some damage at the 3rd base once again.
They're looking for it. We're going to see those SCVs count get reset again on the 3rd base.
Oh, and he's going to lose that 3rd orbital as well.
Wow. He didn't repair enough. And he can't get out alive with the rest of his units, or he could just simply trade.
Yeah, Su's not one to run, man. He wants to take the fight, and it looks like he has an overwhelming amount of Zerg units. All of those Marines going down, and now the medevacs left to go down as well.
There is just not much left at all. The bio has been broken. The army's been broken. 3rd base is gone. All the units coming out of production are getting cleaned up. We did see the 4th base of Su's go down, but Su is still up a base.
Yeah, he's up a base. He's got more reinforcements. He's still kept that huge Muta count alive. It's not gigantic, but he's got 14. It's a very solid number. And look at the mining there. That just kind of tells you what's going on here in this game. Cure having to remake that 3rd CC. He's almost out of minerals in the main at the same time. He's really struggling at this point.
Yeah, he's essentially going to be on 1 base in just a moment's time. And he is down, 50, 60 supply. His 3-3 is going to be on the way, nearly finished at this point. Not long to go, which is one redeeming factor, but still, he's remaking the 3rd now, and he's got to hold tight until then.
That he will. I almost called him Dark, but Su, he's remaking that 4th base at the same time. One thing to note is that he has kept his creep pretty healthy. It's not the thickest creep, but it's still very nicely spread out here. Just cover the left and the right side, and he's even confident enough to take a 5th base in the meantime. And he's just got total map control as well. Kier's got nothing out on the map. We do see a huge amount of mining here for Dark. Su, I've done it again.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, Su, he's in where he wants to be. Su has always been that powerhouse macro Zerg. He got to the stage where he was on 4 base. He didn't take economic damage too early, so he knew he could just steamroll what Cure had. And now Cure, he's on the defensive. He's in a place where you never want to be. You don't ever want to be as Terran, a base down, hiding around your 3rd base and waiting to move out. I think he's banking on having the perfect sort of positioning and engagement on the Zerg before he can even think about going out into the map again. We are seeing a drop towards the 4th base, which is his one chance, maybe do some damage.
Looking to trade efficiently over here. Let's see how the Widowmine shots are. Not the best. The second one was okay, but it hit a lot of Zerglings, and a huge amount of Banelings are still left.
Oh my god. That was 20 kills on one of those mines, but it might not even be enough at this point.
Well, it got 20 kills, but it was mostly Zerglings. I mean, I guess it still is a great hit, but...
Well, it's gonna mean Su has to kind of move back for now, and his 4th base is now getting killed. All the drones are getting wiped out.
There's that 3-3, man, like you were talking about. Widowmine hit, gets 5 more drones, up to 13. And he's focusing down that extractor. There he goes onto some of that damage onto the hatchery, but maybe wanted to focus that down a little bit earlier. Great position here, but it looks like it will be finally cleaned up. He still has that 5th base, which is one redeeming factor. At the same time, he saved his hatchery as well.
And you know what? This was the positioning and the waiting that Cure wanted. He got rid of that whole ground army, so he's kind of confident now to move out into the map at least a little bit, see what's up. And we are going to see some more fantastic mine hits.
7 drones go down as well.
Still, there is not really any buffer at all for these Marines and mines. We got 2 Marauders in this mix. He's going to start working on this creep, but even then, I'm not sure, Valdez.
Yeah, all those Widowmines do get cleaned up as well, and he still has so many Banelings to fight against this army. He's going to go for it. The Widowmine does burrow. See how the shot is. Not the best. Really nice splits here out of Kira, though. He does keep a lot of his army alive, and he's still got that 3-3 like you were talking about. But then again, 18 Mutas still alive here for Su. He's got to scrounge up some kind of Ling Bane composition into these Mutas as well to support them.
He's kind of getting scary, Valdez. That hatchery took a lot of damage. It's down to about 40%. We are going to see another engagement, but this time it's off creep.
The Baneling hits are decent, and it looks like the Mutas will be able to clean up what's here. But then again, reinforcements are coming across the map. Some of these Overseers do get focused down as well. A really nice Baneling hit there, though. It will be cleaned up and pushed away once again.
It's getting pretty scrappy, Valdez. I mean, the supplies are only 30 in difference. We are seeing those extra bases for Su, but one of them is not very saturated. The other one finally being saturated. Su's still pretty cost inefficient, being down those upgrades, which is probably the one thing that's keeping Cure in this game, as well as his fantastic mine hits. We're even seeing the main base of Cure go towards his 4th.
Looking around the map here is Su. He wants to make sure that Cure hasn't taken any weird hidden bases, like no greedy gold base. He is going to see that base coming down here, I do believe, with the watchtower. He may want to put on some pressure over there. Although it looks like Cure has gained control of that watchtower, so that's pretty good for him. Going to keep that hidden for a little bit.
Yeah, he'll at least see anything coming for a time. But I think once Su has found this, he's going to try and jump on it, because he is up 50 supply at this point. He's just making nothing but Ling Bane, and he's looking for that engagement once again.
Cure looking to possibly take out some of these Banelings.
Oh, this
trading 1-for-1 with some Marines. But
yeah, but this is completely pulling Su's army out of position. He could actually go for some damage in the 5th base.
But then again, at the same time, the creep is so far pushed out that I don't think Cure is confident enough to push towards that 5th base. He's going to scan way out here, try to clear up some of that creep first.
He was thinking about it. And here we go again. Mine looking for something. That's not much of a bio army.
Ooh, really nice hit there with that one mine. The first one did go down without getting any damage done.
Oh. Wow. Really great engagement. The mine's taken out with the Banelings, and now there's absolutely nothing left. The Medivacs are getting destroyed, and he is down 70 supply.
Yep, all these SCVs going to go down as well. GG is called, and Su has done it. He brings it back to 1-1 there on Overgrowth against Cure.
Was not expecting him to come out and play so damn well, but damn it, Valdez, it's great to have him back.
He's now 3-0 against Zerg, so I guess rather against Terran, so he's definitely very good in this matchup. Not too surprising, I guess, once you think about it, that he has come out. We were expecting maybe Classic, because we do have Deadwing up here for the 3rd map. Yeah. Looks like the coach very happy in him coming out here. He did a very, very nice job in that game. Really have to push forward that point.
He got where he wanted to go. You know, he just loves his macro, and he does it so well if they let him. So I'm pretty surprised we didn't see Kira go for a proxy, actually, because it would have actually killed him.
Yeah,
well,
it would have.
Very potentially would have killed him. Is he going for that 16 gas, 15 core?
I'm glad that you mentioned it. Like, he basically let Su drone up to 80 drones on 4 bases. He went for a very greedy natural CC, and then he went for a very, very fast 3rd CC as well. He did no dropping, no harass, no pushes.
I guess, like, stylistically, it's a fantastic choice from SKT, because they know Cure loves to go for CC first, go for that sort of very greedy start, so why not give a greedy Zerg that kind of opportunity to play into that mid-game? And he did it perfectly.
Yeah, that's a really good point. These guys over at SK Telecom probably have Cure figured out inside and out, especially once they saw him coming out here first and saw his record in Pro League Round 1, 5-2. They were like, okay, we got to study this guy. How does he like to play in every single matchup? If Dream does go down, who are we going to put and why? And Su is the answer here.
A good answer, but now what is the answer for Su on Deadwing? We do have some pretty dangerous Protosses in this lineup.
SOS?
We have SOS, we have Terminator. I feel like either of those guys wouldn't be a bad choice. And I mean, we obviously saw SOS start against StarTale-yoe, and StarTale-yoe is completely packed full of Zerg players, fantastic Zerg players as that. So clearly, something about SOS right now is good against Zerg. We didn't see it when he played against Leenock on King Sejong, but maybe this time we'll get a taste of it.
Yeah, definitely expecting at least a Protoss, and SOS being a very good Protoss. We'll have to see. But guys, we're going to go to a 5-minute break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.